Well, how y'all doing today? Well, today is Friday, and I'm going to be working on a project I've been wanting to work on for a while. I'm just recovering from some surgery I had on Tuesday. They took a big hunk of skin out of my right leg, and they had found some melanoma skin cancer. So I'm kind of recovering from that. I can only work for a little bit at a time, but I need the exercise and work for mental well-being, then put my leg back up. But today I was watching a video from Wrangler Star, and his channel has been one that I've been following for quite some time. Just seems like a great guy. Someday I'd like to meet Cody. But one of the things he was working on is his stewardship of his forest. And last year I had my son come here, and we rented an excavator, and part of what we were trying to do is we had so much brush around our place and we have had so many wildland fires here in the past, and so we knocked down brush with the excavator, and we got it off the ground. But now what I'm doing is taking the areas that did not get burnt, and because we burned it last year, and but one of the things that I've been really thinking about as far as permaculture is concerned is taking this brush and the limbs and putting them into a Hoogle culture, and instead of burning them and having it just go up in smoke, it will later be a sponge as it decays under the ground and organic material. So that's what I'm doing today, is I'm taking this and putting it into an area that is a depression in the ground, and stacking up as much as I can, and then all the good trees that I have will be healthy, and then I have a bunch of white fir that is just dying real rapidly around here. So those are going to go in the ground and become part of the future ecosystem. So just wanted to bring you along today's video. Hope you enjoy. Take care. I had my son come in with an excavator and take down a bunch of this small brush around our place, and the idea was that we would get a lot of this so we wouldn't have the fire dangers. You can see the brush back here that still needs to come down. But what I'm doing is taking these limbs, and I have an area that I'm just going to stack them all up and going to use them for Hoogle Culture. And plus I have a bunch of white fir logs and some rotten logs that really need to be buried and become like a nurse log with the Hoogle Culture, and then I'm going to use that to plant trees, blueberries, etc. So anyhow, this is a small project. I'm just going to bring you along today and show you what I'm doing. As you can see, I have a lot of small brush that I'm just taking the limbs off of and then stacking it. As I was doing this, I was really thinking about all the different things that I could do, and one of the areas that I had not really spent a lot of time in discovery was biochar, and I talked to my brother about that, and I was saying, hey, what do you think? Do biochar or Hoogle Culture or both? And he says, well, what really are the benefits of biochar? So I quickly went on to YouTube to be able to answer that question in my mind, and that I could give a response to my brother Kelly. And I started with Living Web Farms biochar workshop, and boy, I learned so much there, and how really I've been missing the mark not using it sooner. I have right here the saw that I've been using. It's a buck saw, and boy, it really works good. I've been very happy with this. It wasn't overly expensive, but it seems to work real well. And you see where I'm stacking this, these limbs in this depression here. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and cut those limbs up into smaller chunks, and then actually make a retort to make biochar out of this, and then just use the bigger logs for the Hoogle Culture, and then put all this biochar back on after I've made the biochar and put the big logs in place. The soil that I have that I'm walking on seems to be really nice soil, and as you can see, it's not anything that's really big. I could actually take a hatchet and get this chunked up into small chunks and then put it in a retort rather quickly. As you can tell, I always have my two black and white kids helping me to do the job I need to do. So, well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and it's been a lot of fun making this. I just really enjoy putting these videos out and taking you along the journey that I have here at the ranch and all the different projects that I have to do. Well, I hope you'll leave some comments and let me know what you think about biochar, if you have any experiences with that. I didn't want to do, burn the wood in the depression there to make my biochar by covering it up with dirt. I just think that would put more pollutants in the air and minimize what I was trying to accomplish as far as putting the carbon in the ground rather than CO2 in the air. Look forward to hearing what you have to say. Well, here I'm using Mighty Mouse to help move some of the root balls that I have. Just a little bit more pressure than I wanted to put on my leg by hauling that with my body itself. As my brother would say, well, why aren't you using your horses? Well, I probably will be using them in the future. So, well, here you can see I got the root wad there and just taking off some of those porcupine quills that are coming out of that root wad, and then putting more of that, laying them flat against the bank there. Well, please do leave comments. Let me know what you think as far as making biochar out of this, or just covering it with dirt and organic material and making it into a Hoogle Culture. My goal is, after I get done with this, is to plant berries and wild edibles on the Hoogle Culture. So I look forward to finding what you have for input. Thank you. Have a great day.